All right. Well, if you haven't figured out by now, I'm Prof. Stokely. We're going to have a interesting semester. I always say that because there's going to be something interesting that happens. This semester, we're going to be covering wireless. And I'm going to try to give you some hands-on activities where I'll send you outside. You'll hook up a Soho router. And another group will be on the other side of campus, and you're going to go try to find it. So we're going to have a little fun with that, because the campus is full of wireless access points. So I'm going to teach you how to secure it, so that the other group cannot catch you. And the group that wins, whether you protect your network or you find the network, I'm going to give free bonus points to. So that'll be fun. Now, how many of you are aware of the online option? Okay. The school has changed the policy on that now. The policy is now that there will be a different section for online class versus the traditional in-class class. If you so choose to take the online course, you're going to be dealt another fee because it's online. Because you have to pay for D2L. Makes no sense to me since I use D2L for both classes anyway. But that's not my issue. I have to grade 2 classes. You'll have one online, one that, and they'll merge. What that really means for you is absolutely nothing. You'll see an online section starting in summer classes. You'll see an online section versus a regular section. They'll merge up with the same instructor. So we'll still be capped at 35 students per class, but you can either take it online, or you can take it in class. Now, in this instance, this is a hybrid class. You don't get that option. Half your class is already meant to be outside. I'm going to give you your lecture. I'm going to give you the information that you need. We're going to have a little bit of fun. And then the rest of the stuff you're going to get to do on your own. How many of you have had a chance to look at the syllabus yet? Just a couple of you? I know. I was late putting it up. But when they decided to do the merge, I lost all the data that I'd already put up for all the classes. So I had to go back and redo everything. So I changed it around. I'm going to grade you on 5 categories. Hands-on projects, which are going to be in your chapter, or at the end of each chapter. Chapter reviews, which are at the end of each chapter. Those are your 20 questions. Okay? Between the two of those, that's half your grade. You like that? Then if you show up and do what I ask you to do, which is your attendance points, you made a 62 in the class. Just by showing up and doing those. But I don't think y'all want to be satisfied with the 62, right? You're going to have 4 unit tests, each of 20 points. They're scattered throughout the semester. And as you can tell right here on the calendar, I put out here exactly what date they're going to be due. So you know what's coming up. There's no excuses. I don't accept late work. So the second, when it says 11:59 on February 1st, exercises for Chapter 1 and hands-on projects are due. At 11:59 it cuts off. You can't submit it, and I won't grade it. Now, that being said, there are extenuating circumstances. If you have appendicitis and get thrown into the hospital, obviously I'm going to give you a little bit of grace. But if you're showing up and and just not turning anything in, it's your problem, not mine. Reason being is last semester I bent over backwards and let everyone do it, and I ended up at the end of the semester grading over 2,000 pages in projects, plus about 60 or 70 late articles. So I'm not going to do that again. And because of that, you're not having a 20-page paper either. So I'm sure you're happy about that. Now, Dallas, I know you're back there thinking, oh, this is the guy with the 20-page paper that y'all heard about last semester. How many of you had me last semester? Rick, Adam, Sean, y'all all had the 20-page papers. But did it help you? You probably thought I was killing the students at first, but basically I broke it out. I try to make it easy for you. Your unit tests are going to be about 20 questions. Pretty easy. Then you'll have a final exam where 300% of your grade, or 300 points, or 30% of your grade. That I would highly encourage you to get prepared for. The easiest way to get prepared for it is to look over your unit tests. Hint, hint, hint. I'll do a lot of foot stomping. I like to use the same questions over and over and over. And those are the questions that you're going to get the point hit. Like to make sure that you understand it. Alright? And that's pretty much how my classes are structured. We do things slow, but to a point. Then we have things that are fast. And there's a reason for it, because you have to get them done. Alright, in the content area on D2L, I've already put up every single one of the PowerPoints for this semester. Good news. Yes, Rick.
See how it's at 15.38%?
I just saw that.
When I tried to download it, it stopped at that and said that the object could not be found.
It's probably a D2L server issue.
Okay.
Don't ask me why it's doing that, but because I just went through and redid all these earlier today to reset all the PowerPoints because there were some issues with it. You can take a look at the syllabus. I have it right here for you. Anything you need to know. Each unit, if you want to know what's going to be on that you're going to be tested on, it's right here. Each unit is either 2 to 3 chapters. This class we have 13 chapters, I believe. And so I think I broke it in 7 in the first half and 6 in the second half. All right. Is there any questions on that? Alrighty. Now let's go back to the contents. In the PowerPoints, I'm just going to bring up chapter 10. They're going to be in here. You'll be able to see them and go straight down. It's still loading them, so it's still pulling it in. But you just keep going down just like normal. Pretty easy. Any questions on that? No? Y'all are a real hyper bunch tonight, right? Phones. All I ask you to do is have them on vibrate. If you need to make a call, let's just step out in the hall. Alright, you're adults. My pet peeve is you talking over me. I will stop my lecture, sit and look at you, because obviously you have something more important to say than I do. Alright? Any questions on that? And Rick, Adam can tell you, how many times did I have to stop it last semester? I'll just stop and look at you, because I want to hear what you have to say. Because you're all paying here to be in here an average of $120 a night. I don't think you want to waste your $120 a night to listen to some gossip from someone else. Now, that being said, if you have a question, please raise your hand. I'll get to you when I can. Okay? So it'll be pretty easy, straightforward. Have I scared anyone off yet? Probably the ones online, right? Do what? You're scared, Sean? Okay. Dropbox, very similar to what it was last semester. You're going to turn in all your hands-on projects, all your exercises. You'll just drop them in here. Tells you what you're going to make, what they're each worth, 20 points. Under your quizzes area, notice that they have the due dates of when they're going to be available. So, your first unit test, you get 3 days to do it. Why do I give you 3 days? Technical difficulties. Could be that. I want to give you as much time to pass that unit test as possible. Now, here's the good news. My unit tests are open book, open notes. That's why I give you 3 days. You have 120 minutes to complete them. But you only have one shot. So be prepared when you take a test to sit down and do it. Okay? Final exam. Notice you have 3 days to do it. We'll have a final exam night in here where everyone's going to be required to come in here and take your test. Why do I still give you 3 days? You'll find out at the end of the semester. I like to add extra attempts because there's only 500 questions to choose from, and you get to, and 200 of them are random. So 200 out of the 500 questions give you a chance to study up a couple days before we take the test. All right? Is there any questions? Really? None? Y'all are just so excited and thrilled. Yes, Sean?
We are planning to do some online in this class. Is there nothing for this work on?
I can't hear you because of that stupid thing.
We're playing it in online. How do you do attendance?
By turning in your assignments. If you've done your assignments for that week, I assume that you've done your homework. Because attendance is for a whole week. So, with that being said, if you turn in your assignments and you show up to class, or if you can't show up to class because you're taking it on, want to do it online, then that's how I'll grade you. But you have to make sure that they're turned in. So how many of you that are here would want to take it online? Deshaun? Going once? The rest of you want to stay in here, huh? Okay. Our class will normally run an hour and 15 minutes long. With that being said, there may be nights where we have an hour and 5-minute class, 55-minute class, depending on what is going on and how quick y'all pick up on the topics. Now, how many of y'all have had a chance to buy the book? Just a couple of you?
I have the international version. Is that bad?
I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, okay.
Intentionally.
If you're watching me or not.
No. Intentionally, I couldn't hear anyway. I know what you said, but I didn't hear what you said. Does that?
I have the international version.
What I was saying is, I heard what you said, but I'm intentionally ignoring what you're talking about because you're not supposed to have that by copyright issues.
Oh, I didn't
So
know that.
yes, I could force you to go buy the regular one, but
By accident originally.
I,
Because when I bought it online, it didn't have a picture of it.
yeah, and that happens to a lot of people. So okay, did y'all understand that? Okay. I don't like to. I try to stay away from the legal stuff.
Oh, I didn't do that.
Oh no! I'm not saying that you did. I'm just saying there could be legal ramifications if people says oh. So I ignored what you said.
I get my book on the end of the week.
That's fine. That's why I'm not covering chapter 1 tonight. Tonight I'm just going to cover the syllabus, make sure y'all understand what's going on, and then I'll start picking up hard and heavy over the next couple of weeks till we get caught up. Is there any questions? I'll ask that a lot, so just to make sure everyone's on the same page.
So if it's a hybrid and you opted to go online only, do you have to pay that extra fee at that point? Or is it because it's a hybrid?
Because a hybrid, it's already you already have that fee.
Okay.
And the problem is the traditional class, the 2-day-a-week class. We had that note in the catalog or in the schedules that you could take it also online. Well, that's not correct. You have to have that online section. So we're able to link them now to say online and traditional still be the same class, but between the two, there can only be 35 students.
The only reason I ask because there's another class going on right now that I'm supposed to be in, but I've told that professor I'm doing it online only. I was
Yes.
just wondering if I'll be hit with a fee with that because it's a hybrid as well.
If it's a hybrid, you're probably not. We have that. We have some flexibility to that, but y'all need to be aware that starting in the summer, that flexibility goes away. All right. So that's just kind of giving you a heads up. Yes, Sean.
Like the projects we'll be doing here, like you said, for bonus points, we're looking for wireless access points and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Is that going to be? I'll be able to know when that's coming up on D2L in case I have a beer.
I like to do spur of the moment stuff. So that's why I like students in the hybrid to be here on that 1 night a week. That's the only reason why I do that. Not to distract you from being online, but you lose those direct time questions. You lose that hands-on aspect that you don't get online. So you're between a rock and a hard place, really, in that instance. I mean, it's up to you. You know, if I know in advance that I'm going to do it, yes, I will post it so that everyone has an opportunity to come up and be a part of it. Like one of your classmates instructs here is in another classroom. He obviously can't do it. So, am I going to deduct points from him for it? No. That's why it's not a graded assignment. Those kind of things are bonus assignments. So if you're here, you get the bonus learning aspect, you get bonus points. Because I want to make sure that everyone has that same fair shake on all the grades. Any other questions? Jordan, you look like you're thinking hard and heavy there. Just taking it in. Well, just kind of give y'all a little bit about myself. I've been working in this field. Let's see. Got in the field in 2006 officially, but then the 4 years in the Air Force. I've been in the field for about 12 years. I'm had to calculate some of the times that I skipped and things like that. But I've been working on computers since 1992. This is my joy. This is my passion. I enjoy to see y'all learn. See that light bulb come up above your head. Oh, I got that concept. All right. I understand that concept. I want to see you progress. I don't want to see, when you come into my class today, you all have a basic level of understanding of wireless networking is almost zero. Honestly. Okay? We're all on the same page. Some may have experience dealing with WAPs and stuff from their work. Some have none. But to get into the level of what we're going to be discussing, you have none. By the time you leave this class, you're going to be able to talk to any IT person about any WAPs, any RF signals, signal interference, channels, covert channels. There's a lot of things that you're going to be able to talk about. How do you layer defense with defense in depth? Does anyone know what defense in depth is? Going once, going twice. Yes, Sean.
I'm gonna guess it's probably the safe amount of coverage of your area. You don't want it to go too far because say you got employees or something in this area, there's no need to have it outside of that. So you wouldn't want it there.
No.
No.
Defense in depth is a layered approach to security to where you're putting as many obstacles or layers between your data and an outside intruder. I.e., firewalls, servers, WAPs. What kind of hardware do you want to or software do you want to have? IDS, IPS, physical security, security policies, procedures. What kind of things are you putting in between that intruder and your data? Because what is the most sacred thing for every company? Data. If I have your data, your company's worthless. Target. Perfect example. Did y'all see where those two people got arrested down in McAllen for using the stolen credit card numbers they put on some prepaid cards? They overwrote the magnetic strip and tried to use them and skimmed out about $10,000 or $15,000 worth of electronics. Do what? A lady and a guy. But I would say close enough, but not really. Two people. The problem with that is that you allow, from the time that it was realized by Target till the time at McAllen was about 2.5 weeks. Who in their right mind did not protect their data? The people that got charged $15,000. Crazy, isn't it? But if you're in information security field, I expect you to be one of the first one, when you hear that Target breach, go to your bank and say, no, I just spent money over your Target, put a fraud alert on my account. Don't, if it's Target or some off-the-wall place not in my local area, I don't plan on traveling outside of my local area for the next 60 days. If it's anywhere outside of there, don't accept the charge. You know that, right? You can do that. That's why credit card companies want to know, are you traveling to this state, and this state? Have you ever gone to, let's say you're going to Kentucky, and you're going to go up through St. Louis and then go over to Louisville. You get to, or not Kentucky, let's say you're going to Indianapolis. So you can go through St. Louis to Indianapolis. You get all the way to St. Louis and you're gassing up, and your card gets declined. They say you need to call your bank. Call your bank. Well, we have a fraud. Or are you trying to gas up at XYZ gas station in such and such town? Well, I don't know the name of the town, but yes, I'm here in Missouri around this area. Okay, then we go ahead and process it. It takes about 5 minutes, and they clear everything out. You can swipe your card, and you're good to go. They monitor where you spend your money. And if it's outside that normal area, it gets flagged. Now, if you say, well, I'm going to be going to Indiana, and they go, okay, what states are you going through? Reason being is they unlock those states on that card so that you don't have to call in every state that you go to. That's the whole purpose behind that. But when people don't pay attention to your own finances and your own debit cards and credit cards that you use, for example, at Target, when this stuff got breached by this group out of Eastern Europe, possibly Russia, and they're selling all these card numbers and account information in regions. That's why this group got caught down here in Mexico. The next group may be caught in Canada. So just be careful. And that's kind of what Defense in Depth does, is it allows you to have that layered approach, putting as many stopgaps between your personal private data and someone else trying to get it. When you see it in action, it makes a lot more sense. I probably just confused all of you with Defense in Depth. Okay? But as we go through the semester, we're going to be talking a lot about Defense in Depth. How many of you have ever thought about writing a wireless security policy? You have?
I
Ms.
took a class where we talked about policy and
There's all sorts of different policies. And if I think about it, then what we'll do is I might put out some policies for y'all to look at. Put it under the content section. Some templates from SANS. How are you familiar with SANS? SANS.org. NIST, FIPS, OMB, FizCam. All these names are going to start becoming very familiar with you as you get into your management and your auditing classes, your policy classes. Is there any questions on those? Kind of giving you an overview of what we're going to be talking about and how we're going to do the class. How many of you have ever set up a Soho router? Really? Y'all haven't set up a Soho router with wireless at your house? Sean? That's a Soho router. Sean, have you set one up?
Yeah.
Dallas? Amanda?
I did it those times, but that was a long time ago.
Okay. Well, I'll bring a couple over and we'll play with them. And so you all can kind of get used to of what to do and how to set them up. Is there any other questions? None? All right. Well, y'all have a wonderful weekend, and we will catch y'all next Tuesday. Easy enough? Again, before y'all leave,